up, man? Well, here we are on the American Dream Los Angeles, where Don showed up a little bit late today.
Oh, come on. I got a motorcycle, you got a Ferrari. It's not even fair.
Just a little bit of a horsepower difference. Well, as promised, we are going to tour you to places in Los Angeles that you don't know. And today we're in a really special place to me because I spend a lot of time here, don't I, Don?
That's right. So we promised to show you all these great places. So there's a drive that most of you probably don't know of that's right outside of Los Angeles that I go on almost every week with my boys up San Francisco Canyon. But also, we're going to add in a little history today about the second largest catastrophe in California. Let's get rocking and rolling with American Dream TV Los Angeles with Don and Gino. Let's get going, Gino.
All right, let's do this.
Search is over, baby. I'm right here, and I got it.
The American Dream, the only show that combats negative media, not owned by a network, commercial-free, unscripted.
I got it.
These are stories for you and by you.
All right, bud, are you all settled in now that you're off your bike? Got your hat on, you feeling good?
I love it. You kidding me? This drive is worth it. I'm so glad we're going to share the drive with you because it's right side of LA.
Well, not only that, but we got such a beautiful day. It's so important that when you come up here, you have really great weather, and today couldn't be any better.
Again, we're right outside of LA, and there's this beautiful canyon road called San Francisco Canyon. But on top of that, we're going to share a little bit of history, like we mentioned, about the second largest catastrophe in all of California that happened back in the 1920s.
That's right. So sometimes it'll be referenced incorrectly as the San Francisco Dam. That's very normal, but it actually was the St. Francis Dam. And it was built here in the early 20s by Dr. Mulholland.
Back when LA was expanding, imagine 1900s, there's only 100,000 people in LA, but it was rapidly expanding. So what do we need?
Agua.
So we needed water. So they went to the superintendent at that time of Water and Power, Mr. William Mulholland, you might have heard that name, to help bring water to LA.
That's right. And what he did was very controversial. In fact, he started what's called the Water Wars. What he did is he redirected water from the Owens Valley, which is up north close to Mammoth, California, over in Mono County.
Yep.
And it was yanking the water from there through a new aqueduct that they were building and bringing it to Los Angeles.
273 miles.
Now you can imagine they were not happy we were stealing their water. So we had a need to build a dam so that we could have a reservoir to hold that water should something happen to the aqueduct. And lo and behold, that was a really great idea.
So there was two locations, looking at Tujunga Canyon, which a lot of you know, or San Francisco. Tujunga was a problem because there's a lot of farms there, and they didn't want to pay and remove all the farmers. No one was really up San Francisco Canyon, so they decided to build a massive dam here for LA.
That's right. So it's a curved gravity dam is what they built here. And just so you have the size and scope of it, it's 185 feet tall and 38,000 acres of coverage. So it was a large scale project for the time.
Normal dams have a little bit of leakage here and there, and this one definitely had some.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because there was a lot of warning signs, and Mulholland, his team, and other engineers came to this site many, many times and monitored the leaks and said, that's normal, that's normal, that's normal. Someone got it wrong. At
11:57 p.m., March 12, 1928, the dam absolutely burst. But there was a 120-foot wall of water that went down the canyon.
And even 2 miles away, they estimate that the wave was still 50 to 60 feet tall. At the end of the day, we lost almost 450 people to this catastrophe. The sheer volume of water went all the way to the ocean. You're talking, it's got to be at least 30 miles away, if not 40 miles away.
40 miles away, right. All right, so what's cool is we're gonna take you up this beautiful drive that we're gonna show you to show you a few more spots about what happened to this dam, some remnants of the dam, the top of the dam, and what happened to Mulholland. You know, it's a miracle that more people did not die during this catastrophe. And speaking of miracles, I say we head to the Miracle Mile with Mike Razak.
That's right. We're going to check out LACMA, the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. It is next to a bunch of the museums in Los Angeles. And what Mike's been trying to show us is that we have a great culture here in Los Angeles that really exemplifies art and architecture and museums and all these other things that maybe you don't think about in Los Angeles. You think it's just a very busy city.
So we appreciate Mike bringing this to you. So let's head over to Mike.
I don't think they heard me. I don't think they heard me the first time. So I gotta say it again for them.
Thanks, Don and Gino. Well, I'm here at a pretty iconic area in Los Angeles. I'm at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, and we are at the light pole exhibit. Famous from the street, and you probably see it in many pictures. It's located on the Miracle Mile in what's called Museum Row, which features about 15 museums that showcase local and international art. What's interesting about this particular exhibit, the history about it, is the artist who put this together collected these light poles over a period of about 30 years. All of them from the Southern California area, with the exception of a few from the Portland area. Most of all these light poles were actually gas powered. They weren't electric powered. So now, thankfully, they're all solar powered. I can't tell you how much I love LA, mostly for its architecture. You could just be walking down the street, have a seat, and then pop right behind you. Something amazing and iconic. I'm sitting out here in front of the Petersen Automotive Museum. It houses almost 3,000 cars of some kind of fame or notoriety. The building was purchased actually in 1939 by the Petersen family, and it was rented out as a department store all the way up to about 1986. At that point, the building went through a major renovation and they turned it into what you see before us, an automotive museum. In 2015, the building went through an extensive renovation of what you see presently when you drive by it, with a beautiful twirling design of red with steel accents. If you haven't seen this museum, it's truly something to behold. So across the street from the Petersen Automotive Museum is the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures. It used to be called the Macy's Building. It is the beginning point of something called the Miracle Mile as we know it today. Starting at Fairfax and Wilshire and going east about 2 miles, this whole area was designed in 1939 to take away business from the downtown area. The reason we know Los Angeles with its multiple downtown areas is because of this stretch. It started all with the Miracle Mile. You know, we tear down all of our old buildings in LA and we build new. Well, here's an example of how they're not going to do that this time. So I talked before about the Macy's building. They're going to keep that building and they're now adding this building. This is going to be where they're going to house all of their art and historical paperwork, documents, films, whatever that have to do with film from the 20s up until today. So you can truly see why they call it the Miracle Mile. It's only 2 city blocks and there's so much to do. Back to you, Don and Gino.
Well, thank you, Mike, Mr. Cultural Attaché yourself. How about that? Miracle Mile and so much to do within 2 city blocks. That is awesome stuff, Mike. Thanks, man.
All right, well, we kept traveling up the hill, going on our nice, beautiful drive, as we told you. And we're just a couple miles up from the monument that we talked about, the San Francisco Dam. And here we're going to show you some more parts, as Don promised, of the St. Francis Dam.
Well, of course, you know, everybody wants to see what happened with the dam. What's the catastrophe and how did this happen? So this is a great location because behind us here, this is where, believe it or not, the dam is just about 3/4 of a mile up the road, but there were 20,000 ton blocks of concrete pushed all the way here. And you can see some remnants still of that concrete. And eventually they say this is going to be a monument itself.
Oh, that's actually really interesting. So I promised you earlier that I would tell you a little bit about how this happened. And ultimately the problem was that the sand and the dirt where the foundation was built was too soft, and so the water just eroded away at it. As you know, water will erode away at anything. You know that place called the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, exactly. They did do the research. They went through a lot of court because 450 something people died that they know of. So they had to go through a lot of research to see whose fault it was, and they realized that they just didn't have the equipment to realize that where the dam was put was not the best place. So hopefully you enjoyed this little run of history right here outside of LA, and I bet you a lot of you did not know about this huge catastrophe that killed so many people, but we learned a lot from it. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna drive up our beautiful road. We got more fun stuff to show you, plus, of course, food adventures at a really cool place, but right now, I say we tee it up to John Gardella.
That's right. Let's see what John and Engel Invokers are up to today.
Cause I got that winning feeling. They can't slow me down. I got that winning feeling.
Hey, Don and Gino, thank you for that great introduction. What is with all the toys? I mean, Gino, the new Ferrari to go along with your McLaren? And Don with his new dirt bikes, you guys have too many toys and too much time. So I gotta beat that, right? So I am. We're back here behind the gates at Sherwood again with Gary and Nicole from Engel and Volkers, and they are going to show us one of 3 modern homes in Sherwood. I can't wait to see this place. It's gonna blow your mind.
Cause I got that winning feeling. They can't slow me down. I got that winning feeling.
Stop. I want somebody.
Nothing's gonna stop me now. Nothing's gonna stop me now.
Tell them, baby.
Don't you forget.
Hey, Gary and Nicole, I didn't expect anything less. I really didn't. I mean, this place is unbelievable.
Well, John, welcome to 318 Upper Lake Road.
Oh, yes. I can't
This
wait
is
to
a
see it.
truly magnificent property. Come on in, let's take a look
right.
inside.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so this is a much different home than you guys have been showing me in Sherwood.
Yes, it's a modern contemporary, and there's only 3 like it in Sherwood, and this is the latest and greatest, the newest home built in Sherwood of this caliber.
Yeah, that's right. And why it is so great is because there is exposing windows from every side. There is tall ceilings, there is beautiful plank oak floors. It shows that it is integrating with the landscaping, right? Then these open windows going to an outside bar and vegetable garden.
And a very private.
And the other unusual aspect of this property is it sits on over 2 acres, which is one of the largest lots in Sherwood.
I mean, and obviously the owner has this thing for art. The art's unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely, John. And the clean lines and the artistic beauty is just phenomenal.
All right, so it's no secret, back here behind the gates of Sherwood with the beautiful golf course, the tennis, the high security, the privacy, it really does meet and appeal to a certain type of client. What attracted you guys to Sherwood?
First of all, it is fun here. So we love fun. We love selling, we love fun, we love beautiful things, we love beautiful environments. So it became second nature.
Yeah, the people are wonderful back here and fun, like you
And
said.
also Gary is a very good golfer, so it became organically a place for us to play and hang out, and there come the clients, right? And the beautiful homes. So some clients invite us to their homes, we see it, we sell it, we're done.
Now you guys mentioned fun twice. I want to know what kind of fun we're having back here behind Sherwood.
Never tell.
What happens in Sherwood stays in Sherwood, John. We have not only the lake, the golf courses, 2 of them. We have swimming pools, there's sailing, there's motorboating, fishing, and tennis. We have one of the finest tennis facilities on the planet. And we have clay, grass, and hard courts. We live in a resort. We love selling here because it's not really work. We're passionate about it, and it just becomes natural for us.
What is the history? How did you guys find Sherwood?
I grew up here in Hidden Valley, which is adjacent. Our family ranch was adjacent to Sherwood Country Club now. Sherwood was initiated in 1988, and the club was opened in '89. We have been here from the start. We're founding golf members.
Oh, wow.
We're like docents, if you will, of Sherwood.
All right, so obviously both of you run a very, very successful franchise of England Volkers here in Westlake. You're partners in business, partners in life, right? How does it work for you guys?
Organically, we came together in this whole sales force. And for me, when I work with Gary, I know he's going to get the job done. He is a perfectionist. He is excellent with people. He can just about handle anything. I have to believe that I can too, of course, right?
I feel the same. In reverse, I feel that she can do that, and I think that's, we're kind of cut from the same cloth, if you will, but for some reason it gels. And we're both A personalities. It just works.
We're people persons. We
love people.
Yeah, we love people, and we love to do very well. We always excel at sports. We've excelled since we were children. We always excel in something. Gary was a water skiing champion. I was a diver. We were excellent at what we did, and we are still excellent at what we do.
When you look at Sherwood and you look at the caliber of people that buy here in Sherwood, right? What is it about the two of you together as a team? Your success here in Sherwood is unbelievable, right? So what is that success attributed to?
I think when people come to us, we exude excellence, and we go by the old Kaizen method, which the Kaizen is the relentless pursuit of perfection. And that's how Nicole and I operate. So we always strive to be better, to go to that perfection level.
Wow, what a magnificent property that was. Thank you, Gary and Nicole from England Volkers, for taking the time to show us this property today. Don and Gino, back to you from Lake Sherwood, and I love that drive you're on, but Gino, be careful in that brand new Ferrari, and remember, there are speed limits.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate you helping us to get to know Engel & Volkers, the premier agency in Westlake Village, just a little bit better. So I hope you really enjoyed this drive as much as we did today. We did about half the drive. So the spot we're standing in today, right this moment, will actually go for another 35 miles, maybe 40 miles. And what happens is you'll crest over Palmdale and look down into the valley with a beautiful view of the mountains. So if there's snow, you can check out the snow, and also you can check out the poppies in summer.
You'll see a lot of bikers. This is the destination right here at Lake Elizabeth, just a few miles outside of the suburbs, but still LA County. And there's a lot of great stops. This is a resort destination. There's a lot of cool bars and restaurants, great drive. In fact, we're gonna go ahead to our favorite segment, food adventures, to one of my favorite destinations to eat right here in Lake Elizabeth. So I'm getting hungry, Gino. What about you?
Sounds great. Let's check it out.
Welcome to the Rock Inn with Food Adventures. and I can't wait to share this with you. Gina, we finally made it here.
That's right. So my dad used to hang out here. You've been hanging out here with your bros every weekend. Now it's my turn to try this place.
Well, wait till you taste the food. It is fantastic. It's got great character. And wait, where's Steve? Steve's supposed to be here.
I don't know. I didn't see his moped out here.
All right, let's go see if we can find Steve, and we'll share it with you. And I say we just go rock it.
Let's do it.
Hey, Steve, you are here, buddy.
Hey, all right, you guys made it. Awesome. Welcome.
What's happening, man? This place is like a throwback in time.
Well, Stevie, I'm excited. I know you are. So what do you like about this place? I've been here many times, and this is one of my favorite destinations on the weekends.
Don, this menu is so huge and so awesome. All the specialties here at the house are just, you know, they just do everything right, man. I have a hard time picking it, but I got my favorites, so you guys have to figure it out for yourself.
Well, that's what happened to me. I was looking through the menu, and I think I could just stay with the starters the whole time. There are so many great starters that I think I could stay there.
Yeah, man.
I know you're not going to let me, though.
No. We're going to have a sampling of a lot of different things, so, yeah,
Wait,
you'll
you
be
guys are talking
disappointed.
food. I'm tired of this. Let's go order. I'm starving.
All right, well, we'll order. I'll go talk to Warren, okay?
All right, sounds good, buddy.
Let's go do it.
Warren, this place speaks of history. Tell me about your journey of ownership here.
Well, after I bought it 18 years ago, found out that it was built in 1929 as a trading post and evolved from there into the restaurant, the hotel, and all the motorcycles and things have been coming up here for years.
I love it. So what kind of activities do you have here besides the restaurant?
We get live bands on Saturday night. We have a lot of poker runs, different motorcycle clubs, and events with car clubs. Do karaoke during the week. Have an acoustic night on Tuesdays. Local talent.
I know you played a big part in the Powerhouse Fire and the Lake Fire. I'm sure that was a great opportunity to serve the community. So congratulations on that, you know, and being a hub here for that. So briefly, how did that feel to be a center point of activity here?
Oh, it's great. We get to feed the firefighters, and then we address the hotel rooms for people that lost their houses. We let them stay a few nights until they figure out what they're going to do, and, you know, just be here to support.
I see you preserved the history of this place. It's awesome. The murals, the lighting, the booths, it's fantastic. The floor, is this original?
Yes, it is.
Wow, back in 1929.
Yeah.
So you can get fed and get a room right here in Lake Hughes.
Have a drink and not get a ticket.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's really good. Well, congratulations on having a great place, a great history, and a great culture here. The food's fantastic. I can't wait to eat, so looking forward to it. Thanks, pal.
Well, it's good. Thank you. It's good seeing you.
You
again.
bet.
Thank you so much for being here, guys. It's awesome to have you.
Thanks for having us, Chloe. We appreciate it.
Of course. So just a little bit about my family history. My dad and my grandma bought this place in 1973.
Way before you were born.
Way before I was born.
Me too. We're going to stop there.
And so definitely having it in the family for so long, having it be a family-run business, owned and operated, has been a part of my history and my family's history for a really long time, and I think it's definitely played out in the people that come here and the memories and the stories that are shared, which is really important. That goes along with the yummy food that you're eating. And just the building in general is a huge staple in our community. Seeing the Rock, having it be there, and knowing that only 3 owners have actually owned the building, as well as the traditions that are shared as meals are happening.
Yeah, so obviously living here, dealing with the fires is a real thing.
Yeah.
But you guys have always been here, and it's kind of a shelter for the community as well, as Warren was saying.
Yeah, definitely. A shelter. I know we had some tornado warnings in the past, and you just have the whole community here together and supporting each other and having it be a safe haven, not only in a literal sense, but in a figurative and community building sense as well.
Well, I love that this has been the staple since the 1920s, where it was the post office, the grocery store, the food, the entertainment.
Yeah.
And now it's food and entertainment that I know I enjoy, and Steve enjoys almost on a weekly basis.
Yeah, it was a full Stop and Shop from my Oma's German delicatessen in Delhi, and then transforming it to always having people come back and say, hey, I remember when your dad used to sing Margaritaville during karaoke night. So there's always something that can be taken away from it and have your own experience, but as well a larger shared experience, which I think is really important.
And now we have great food to go with it.
Yes, yes. These macaroni bites specifically are my personal favorite. I've had like 8 servings before in one sitting, so definitely have at it and enjoy this yummy food.
Well, the one I think I really am going to enjoy is these pork wings.
Yeah,
I know, we're all staring at it like, look at that.
Well, they're super unique.
I mean, your food is amazing. It's a nice getaway.
If you guys don't mind, I'm tired of staring at food. Let's eat it.
Dig in.
I know.
All right,
For
let's
it.
go for a
Have
pork
at it.
wing.
Go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, let's get it done.
That was yummy.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Warren.
You're welcome.
Your
Awesome.
hospitality,
Thank
your history, and all the goodness was awesome. Thank you very
Well,
much.
Here's a parting gift of homemade pickles. Mom's recipe, 100 years old. We still make them here.
All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed Food Adventures as much as we did here at the Rock Inn, and we just got one more stop, Gino.
That's right. One more stop right down the street from my house that you probably don't know is this close to Los Angeles.
All right, let's get on our way.
The noise.
Well, thank you for hanging with Don and Gino. We had a long day. We played all over Los Angeles. We covered Los Angeles County. We took you to the Northern Rim. We were in downtown LA, and we saw John and Engel Invokers in Westlake. I can't think of a better day.
Well, what we call that, it was quite a ride. And we got to have a wonderful ride down San Francisco Canyon, got to teach you a little bit about history of California, some catastrophes, but also the cool Rock Inn for Food Adventures. And speaking of wild ride, last thing we want to show you is right outside LA, down San Francisco Canyon, is 10 to 20 equestrian homes where they house, board, jump, ride horses just outside of LA.
That's right. So at the end of the day, we want you to continue hanging with Don and Gino while we show you how to live and play in LA.